Being a military spouse has allowed me to live in many places in our beautiful United States. My husband's first assignment was in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Cheyenne Blue. Really, it is one of the windiest cities in the country. I don't think I wore my hair down once the entire year I lived there. The average wind speed for the year is 12 miles per hour. That means if you average all the wind 24/7, 365, it blows an average of 12 miles per hour. From there, we moved to Andrews Air Force Base, Maryland. So essentially, I learned that we lived in Washington, D.C. That's what everyone who lived in proximity to the Beltway said. Here, I should have taken defensive driving lessons. For a year, I lived in St. Louis, which was awesome. That's home for me. But I only got to go there because my husband lived here, in Iraq. That wasn't cool. I most recently lived here, San Antonio, Texas. Actually, I live in Schertz, a small town right outside. I've lived through the third and fourth hottest summers on record. I was in my third trimester of pregnancy during the third hottest summer on record. It wasn't fun. The weather here is great 8 months of the year, but it is easy to forget that during the 4 months when the weather is unbearable. When we're done with the military, this is where I want to live. Many studies would lead you to believe that St. Louis is a scary city. Some studies state that St. Louis is the most miserable city to live in or visit. Others call it one of the most deadly or dangerous places to live. That's not how I see St. Louis. When I think of St. Louis, this is what I remember.
Me in St. Louis, Louis, meet me at the fair. Don't tell me the lights are shining any place but there.
St. Louis's Forest Park is the largest urban park in the United States. It's home to the 1904 World's Fair, the first hosted by the United States. In 1904, it also hosted the United States Olympics. Forest Park is home to the St. Louis Muni, an outdoor theater that seats 11,000. The Muni cast performs shows weekly, June through August. Outdoor theater presents unique challenges. Think of how hard it was for Mary Poppins to fly across the audience at the end of the musical with no roof above to support her. Still, Muni patrons are delighted by shows each summer. The Muni isn't the only treasure in Forest Park. The St. Louis Zoo is ranked #1 by Zagat. St. Louisans are spoiled by the zoo and its cost. It's free. That's right. One of the best zoos in the country, and it's free. Some of its main attractions are its children's zoo, its growing elephant population, and its large number of gorillas and apes. It provides free fun for families year-round and is a St. Louis tradition. Forest Park is also home to a free art museum and a free science center. The park offers many unique events year-round like the Balloon Glow. St. Louisans and tourists alike love that they can enjoy so much culture for free. I love Forest Park, but for me, home in St. Louis is here, baseball heaven, Busch Stadium. My memories growing up are intertwined with the Cardinals players and postseason victories. Ozzie Smith was my favorite player growing up. I prayed each game that he'd do another backflip. The trusted calls and coverage by Jack Buck, the famous St. Louis sportscaster, live on in the memories of many, many St. Louis Cardinals fans.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Busch Stadium is a tradition for many St. Louis families. It's even acceptable to pull students out for the home opener. My best baseball memory was in 2004, though. My cousin and I slept outside Busch Stadium waiting in line for the World Series tickets. It was the year Boston broke its curse. I took my 79-year-old dad to the game. The Cardinals lost the World Series that night, but it'll always be my favorite Cardinal game memory. Any game to Busch Stadium wouldn't be complete without a trip afterwards to Ted Drewes Custard to celebrate the win or loss. It doesn't matter how hot or cold it is. You will see lines at Ted Drewes at any time of the year. Attire doesn't matter either. I went on my wedding day. Every trip home includes both family and custard. Another major St. Louis attraction is the Budweiser-Anheuser-Busch Brewery. Headquarters is in St. Louis for the brewery. The south side of the city always smells a bit like beer, and they deck out the brewery for Christmas every year. One of my favorite places growing up was Grant's Farm. The Busch family owned it until the recent sale to InBev. Like many places in St. Louis, it's free to get in Grant's Farm, although you have to pay to park. Patrons can take a train ride, see Grant's cabin, feed goats, ride the merry-go-round, and even drink a free beer courtesy of Anheuser-Busch. Grant's Farm is also home to many of the Anheuser-Busch Clydesdales. Few cities have an icon that symbolizes home the way the Arch does for many St. Louisans. It acts as a gateway to the west. Tourists can ride an elevator 636 feet to get breathtaking views of the city. This is only a sampling of what makes St. Louis great. There are so many other treasures in the city. Sure, the city has improvements to make. What city doesn't? My husband retires from the Air Force in spring of 2021. I know where you'll be able to find me then.
Meet me in St. Louis, Louis. Meet me at the fair. Don't tell me the lights are shining any place but there. We will dance the hoochie coochie. You will be my tootsie woopsie if you will meet me in St. Louis, Louis. Meet me at the fair.
Meet me in St. Louis, Louis. Meet me at the fair. Don't tell me the lights are shining any place but there. We will dance the hoochie coochie. I will be your tootsie wootsie if you will meet me in St. Louis, Louis. Meet me
For heaven's sake, stop that screeching.
We're sorry, Papa.